Through fire and storm we rise anew, a call to the bold, the chosen few. Hearts of steel, unyielding might, we march as one into the fight. Stand tall, we're bound by fate, our legend carved, it's never too late. With swords aloft and spirits high, heroes ascend, touching the sky. Echoes of valor, a timeless flame. We hold the line, remember the name. Glory calls, the battle's near, together we come.
It was the night before the big game, and Luke was staring at his gear, frustrated. "I can't do this," he said, pacing back and forth. "Everyone's expecting me to win, but I'm not ready." His older brother, Matt, looked up from his book and said calmly, "Do you remember the first time you tried to ride a bike? You fell 10 times, but you didn't quit." Luke sighed. "This is different." Matt stood up, handed Luke his old baseball glove, and said, "The only difference is you believe the fear. You've already shown you can fight through it, don't let doubt win now." Luke was quiet, but something in Matt's words sparked a new fire. The next day, in the middle of the game, Luke pushed past his fear and played with everything he had. And when the final whistle blew, they won. As they walked off the field together, Luke finally understood. Success isn't about being perfect, it's about refusing to quit. And with that, Luke realized, the biggest obstacle isn't the challenge in front of you, it's the doubt within you. Emma and Sam had been best friends since childhood, always supporting each other. One day, Emma hit rock bottom, she'd lost her job, and felt like a failure. She sat on her couch, staring at her phone, tears rolling down her face. Sam called, "Get dressed, I'm outside." Reluctantly, Emma opened the door. Sam grinned and said, "We're going on a hike." Emma groaned, but Sam wouldn't take no for an answer. Halfway up the trail, Emma wanted to quit. "I can't do this, Sam, just go without me." But Sam knelt down and said, "Get on my back." "No way," Emma protested. Sam replied, "Friends don't leave friends behind." Laughing through her tears, Emma got on, and Sam carried her part of the way. At the top, Emma looked at the breathtaking view and said, "Thank you, I forgot how beautiful life could be." Sam smiled. "That's what friends are for, to lift you when you can't stand on your own." Remember, sometimes all someone needs is a little lift, literal or emotional, to see the beauty they've been missing.
Bella was skipping home from school when she spotted a wallet lying on the sidewalk. She picked it up and peeked inside. It was filled with cash and a few old photographs. Her first thought was excitement. This could buy her the art supplies she had been saving for. But then she saw a small note inside. "To my precious daughter, from Dad. Always keep this safe." Bella felt a pang in her chest. She knew how much this wallet must mean to someone. Instead of keeping it, she ran to the nearby bakery and asked the owner if they knew whose wallet it was. "That belongs to Mr. Patel, the shopkeeper next door," the baker exclaimed. Bella rushed to return it. Mr. Patel's face lit up with relief and gratitude. "Thank you, dear child," he said, handing her a small bag of cookies. Bella walked home with a warm heart, happier than she would have been with new art supplies. Moral: honesty is always rewarded. If you liked this video, please share and subscribe.
A soldier was sitting in his car in the parking lot of a food market when he noticed a little girl selling apples near the entrance. Moved by her situation, he approached her with a smile and bought a bag of apples. Concerned for her safety, he stayed close by to keep an eye on her. When the little girl sold all her apples, she entered the store. The soldier, curious, followed and watched as she spent all the money she had earned to buy food. Packing the groceries into a large bag, she ran outside toward the town's bridge. Intrigued, the soldier quietly followed. Under the bridge, he discovered a small community of homeless people. The girl entered a military-patterned tent, and the soldier decided to take a closer look. When he opened the tent, he was shocked to find the girl's father inside, a man with only one leg. To the soldier's disbelief, it was his former unit commander, a man he had assumed had died in a brutal battle during the war. Overcome with emotion, the soldier embraced the girl and her father. He brought them to his home, providing warm food, clothes, and shelter. As he prepared a cozy room for them, he turned to his former commander and said with gratitude, "You saved my life in the war, now I will save yours in peace." If you think the soldier did the right thing, drop a heart.
One day, a woman saw 3 men standing outside her house. She asked, "Are you hungry? Would you like to come inside? Is your husband home?" They replied, "He's not here yet." "Then we cannot enter," they said. Later that evening, when her husband returned, she told him about the three men. He suggested, "Go and tell them I'm home and invite them to come in." She did so, and the men told her, "We cannot all enter together." Confused, the woman asked, "Why not?" The first man replied, "I am wealth." The second said, "I am luck." The third man said, "I am love." "Now, go back to your husband and ask him which one he wants to invite into the house." She returned to her husband and shared the message. He said, "Invite wealth." The woman replied, "Let's invite luck." But their young son said, "Let's invite love, then our house will be full of love." The couple agreed, and the woman called for the man named Love. To her surprise, the other two men began walking toward the house as well. She asked, "I only invited Love. Why are you coming with him?" They answered, "Where there is love, there is always wealth and luck."
One day, a father gave his son a unique challenge: spend an entire day without technology, and savor the simple joys around him. If the son succeeded, he would earn a priceless family heirloom, his father's cherished watch, passed down for generations. Intrigued and eager, the son accepted. He spent the day walking through nature, playing with friends, and swimming in the river, discovering a new kind of happiness away from screens. What the son didn't realize was the challenge held deeper meaning. His father was battling a terminal illness. When the day ended, the son returned, proud of his success, only to find his father had passed away. Beside him lay a note: "My son, treasure life's little moments. Live each day as if it's your last, and you'll never face regret like I did." Overwhelmed with emotion, the son understood the powerful lesson: life moves swiftly, and the simplest moments are the most meaningful. Don't waste them. Live fully.
A young boy was constantly bullied by a rich girl in school. "Your clothes are so ugly," she'd shout, her laughter echoing through the room. The girl, always dressed in the finest clothes her wealthy parents could afford, mocked him relentlessly. "Do you even wash your clothes?" she jeered, making him cry as their classmates joined in the laughter. Years passed, and the boy endured her daily cruelty in silence, never telling his parents. He knew how hard they worked, struggling to make ends meet, and he didn't want to burden them. After graduating, the boy, now a man, thought he'd left those painful memories behind. One day, the girl, now grown, entered a clothing store and tried to pay, but her card was declined. Shocked, she called her father. "What's going on?" she demanded. "We're broke," he admitted tearfully. Forced to get a job, she worked tirelessly for weeks and finally saved enough to shop again. Returning to the store, she smirked when she saw the man behind the counter. "Hey loser, still can't afford decent clothes?" she sneered. The man burst into laughter, dropping to his knees. "Oh, I can now," he said, grinning. "I own this store. Now get out." Moral: life has a way of turning tables. Kindness always triumphs over cruelty.
One sunny afternoon, a group of kids Emma, Liam, and Mia were playing by the river when Emma spotted a smooth, glowing pebble shimmering in the water. Curious, she picked it up, and a warm voice spoke, "I'm the kindness pebble. Pass me to someone after doing a kind act, and you'll see magic happen." The kids were skeptical but decided to try it. Emma helped Mia tie her shoelace and handed her the pebble. Suddenly, flowers nearby began to bloom, spreading a sweet fragrance. Excited, Mia gave the pebble to Liam after sharing her snack. The pebble sparkled, and a rainbow appeared over the river. One by one, the kids kept performing small acts of kindness, and the world around them grew brighter and more colorful. By the end of the day, they realized the pebble's real magic: spreading kindness brought happiness to everyone, including themselves. With smiles on their faces, they placed the pebble back by the river, hoping others would find it and share its magic. Moral: kindness creates a ripple effect of happiness. If you like this video, please share and subscribe.
In a modest, cozy kitchen, a weary but warm-hearted mother stirs a simple meal while her young daughter, Lily, watches her closely, noticing the tiredness in her mother's eyes. Curious, Lily asks softly, "Mama, why don't we have fancy food like my friends?" The mother smiles gently, replying, "Oh, Lily, happiness isn't in fancy things, it's right here with you." Lily's face brightens, but her thoughts linger. As they sit together to eat, she whispers, "One day, Mama, I'll buy you all the food you want." The mother, touched, squeezes her hand, saying, "My sweet Lily, you already give me more than I could ever ask for. Your love fills me up in ways no feast ever could." Lily's eyes shine as she realizes her mother's words, and they share a warm smile, filling the room with their laughter. In that moment, they know that true wealth lies not in riches, but in the love they share.
"Your card is declined," the cashier told the grandpa who wanted to buy a cake. "It's for my sick grandson. He needs an expensive surgery. Please give me a cake. I will bring money after he gets better. The grandpa begged, what does a cake have to do with surgery? Please leave, you are holding the line, the cashier rudely said. The grandpa left the store sad. He sat at the kitchen table thinking, I can't afford the cake for his birthday. I don't have enough money for his surgery. Oh, God help. At that moment, the doorbell rang. He opened the door and saw a woman who was behind him at the store. You dropped your ID at the store. Thank you. You are so kind, the grandpa replied. I bought this cake for your grandson, said the lady. The grandpa was surprised. Why, you don't remember me? The grandpa was confused. Many years ago when I was a kid, I was begging on the street with my mother to get money for her surgery. The grandpa's eyes filled with tears. You approached us as a doctor and operated my mother for free, saving her life. Then she took out her hospital ID and said, I'm now a doctor and I will operate your grandson for free. Drop a heart if you're touched. Ethan, a rich kid with everything money can buy, but he felt very lonely. Ethan lived in a grand mansion with beautiful gardens, but he had no friends to share it with. One day, Ethan watched other kids playing in the park from his window. They were laughing and having fun. Ethan decided to go to the park. He took his favorite soccer ball. Hoping to join the game at the park, Ethan nervously approached the kid and asked if he could play with them. The kids welcomed Ethan warmly. They played together, laughed, and had a great time. Ethan realized that true friendship comes from sharing and being kind, not from having the best toys. Ethan learned that wealth isn't about what you have, but about the friendships you build. The moral of the story is that true wealth is found in meaningful relationships. If you agree, hit like and subscribe.
A young boy picked up a purse from a shop and started running. A woman came out and shouted, "Stop." Wait, but he didn't hear her. An older boy nearby noticed the woman waving and saw the boy running. He thought, that boy must be a thief, and decided to chase him. As he ran, he shouted, "Hey, catch that thief," and some other kids joined in the chase. One boy threw a shoe that hit the running boy, causing him to fall and twist his ankle. The police arrived, and as the boy cried in pain, the older boy said, "Quiet, thief." The officers asked what happened, and the group explained. The officers restrained the boy, just as the shop owner arrived, breathless and confused. "What's going on here?" she asked. "Ma'am, we caught the thief," the older boy said proudly. "Thief? That's my son," the woman exclaimed. "His dad forgot his wallet and car keys at the shop, so my son was rushing to take them to him." Moral: don't judge others based on appearances, seek the truth before taking action.
Welcome, sir, the manager said, bowing as the poor-looking man sat down. I want her to serve me, he told the manager. Of course, sir. The manager replied. The girl, a waitress, took his order. 10 minutes later she returned. Enjoy your meal, sir, she said kindly. As the man ate, he observed that many customers left her tips. When the man finished his meal, he reached for his pocket. Lord, I forgot my wallet, the waitress thought. He was a hungry brokey. I will pay. She smiled and took away his bill. The man was shocked. Later he said to the manager, you need to add $20,000 bonus to her pay. The manager got mad. She's just an ordinary waitress. She doesn't deserve that much. The waitress laughed. Don't worry, sir. I'm just a waitress. The man asked the manager, your Mercedes-Benz car is over $140,000. How could you afford that? I deserve it as the manager. You're fired, and you'll repay all the tips you stole from her, the man said. But I've worked here for 10 years, the manager shouted, turning to the girl. The man smiled. You're the new manager starting tomorrow, but who are you, sir? I'm the owner of this restaurant, and I always reward good people. If she deserves it, then please like and subscribe this video. A man bought a lottery ticket with his last $2. I am rich, he shouted. When he saw he won $50 million rushing home, he showed the ticket to his wife. You deserve it, she said, and hugged him, overwhelmed with joy. The man bought a luxurious house, his dream car a Bugatti Veyron, and quit his job. Are we going to see the world together, his wife asked. He hesitated for a moment and said, honey, we'll go together next time. Week after week, he visited Bali, Paris, and Miami alone. Each night he posted pictures with women and other rich people. Money is sweet. I can grant you any wish, he told every lady. One night his wife called. Did you forget me? You're not my taste, so you're of no use to me. Next day, he filed for divorce. He lived his dream life. 2 years later, he checked his bank account. Geez, I'm out of money. Lend me $1,000. His friends will reply, sorry bro, fun. Women and friends all vanished. Desperate, he scrolled through his contacts and called his ex-wife. I'm sorry, honey. The wife laughed and said, give money to someone, and you will see who they truly are. Get lost. Success without hard work doesn't last. If you agree, then like and subscribe.
In a grand mansion lived a boy named Samuel, who always wanted everything instantly. One day at school, the principal announced a race. Samuel was excited but wanted to win without effort. Samuel saw a girl named Lily practicing every day with determination and patience. Lily noticed Samuel watching and gave him some friendly advice about patience and practice inspired by Lily. Samuel decided to practice every day, learning patience along the way on the day of the race. Samuel felt ready and confident thanks to his practice and patience. Samuel and Lily ran side by side, their hard work paying off as they led the race. Samuel realized that patience and practice helped him succeed, and he was grateful for Lily's advice. Samuel learned that patience wins the race and hard work always pays off.
A little boy went to school every day. When he had a lunch break, he always spent time with the school's policeman. "My birthday is coming soon and you are invited." "Thank you for the invitation, but I am working until the night every day," answered the policeman and asked the boy, "Are you going to call someone else?" "I have a lot of friends and they always say how much they like me." A few days before his birthday, the boy gave the invitation cards to all his friends, and then he gave one invitation card to the policeman. The boy's birthday came, he helped his mother clean the house, make a cake, and then together they waited for his friends. Time passed, but no one came. "Why didn't anyone come to my birthday?" the boy asked his mother as his eyes were full of tears. The boy and his mother started celebrating the boy's birthday by themselves, and at one point, he heard fireworks outside. The boy ran outside and saw the policeman with a cake and a huge present. "You didn't forget about me," shouted the boy happily. The policeman then answered with a smile, "It's always better to have one true friend than a lot of fake friends. Happy birthday."
A little girl told her father Dad one day, "I'll make you proud, of course, my dear, bless you." He replied. The girl grew up and worked very hard, day and night. One day her phone rang. "Hello, Lucy, it's your dad," said the voice. "Hi, Dad, how are you?" "I'm fine. When will you come and see me, Lucy?" he asked. "Soon, Dad. But things are tough right now." She replied, "All right, bless you, my dear, another day." Her dad called again. "Lucy, I hope you're well." "I'm fine, Dad," she replied. "Will I see you anytime soon?" "Very soon, Dad, I'll make you proud." She said, "Bless you, my dear," he replied. Finally, she became successful. "Yes, I'll give Dad everything he wants." She thought. The next day, her phone rang again. "Hello, miss." "Lucy," said the voice, "your dad has been in the hospital for a year now. He has a serious illness and only a few days left." She rushed to the hospital and found him lying ill. "Please don't leave, Dad," she said. "I'll give you everything, my dear daughter." "Seeing your face is all I ever wanted," he said, "in your pursuit of success. Never abandon your dad."
Sarah had been working long shifts for weeks, looking forward to her one day off to rest and recharge. But as morning came, her little boy, Jamie, bounded into her room with bright eyes and a hopeful grin. "Mom, can we spend the whole day together?" She glanced at her bed, which had been calling her name, and then back at Jamie's excited face. "Of course, sweetheart," she replied, setting aside her exhaustion. They spent the day at the park, playing hide and seek, swinging, and sharing ice cream. Sarah laughed as she chased him, cheering him on as he climbed the slide, her heart full even as her body ached. Jamie never noticed her quiet yawns or the way she paused to catch her breath. Later that evening, as Sarah tucked him into bed, Jamie wrapped his arms around her and whispered, "Mom, thanks for today. You always make time for me." Her tired heart melted. "I always will, Jamie." Love sometimes means putting others before yourself. Years later, Jamie would remember that day and her quiet sacrifices. It shaped his understanding of love and selflessness, a lesson that would stay with him forever. For Sarah, that day reminded her of why she kept going, day after day, even when rest seemed impossible. Her son's joy was worth every sacrifice. If you agree, then drop a heart and comment and like and subscribe.
A wealthy man had a son and a daughter. Every day he comes home, the daughter quickly hugs him, but he would buy a gift for his son, who would take the gift and walk away, while the daughter gets none. The son was to inherit his company, so he wanted to do everything to make him happy. The daughter always felt unloved and sad. One day the man was eating with his son and told the daughter to go eat with the mom. Suddenly he started to choke and gasp. The son was busy on his phone and didn't notice the daughter quickly rushed in and rescued her dad. He hugged her, but nothing changed. Time passed, the daughter was fed up and moved far away. She started afresh away from her family. Years went by. One day she heard a knock on her door. It was her father. She hadn't seen his face for 10 years. He had aged so much and wasn't looking strong. She quickly turned away. She couldn't hold back her tears and said, "Please leave with tears," he said, "daughter. I don't deserve your forgiveness. Your brother is no more, and I have cancer and a month to live. Please come back and rescue our company." She hugged her dad tightly and said, "I forgive you, Dad, but I found peace now." She shut the door behind and began to cry. A firefighter approached his chief. "You have a visitor. I don't have time for visitors." The chief replied angrily. "You will be glad to see this one," the firefighter said, annoyed. The chief came out of his office and approached the visitor. The visitor was a girl around 20 years old. "Today is my birthday," she said, confused. The chief replied, "Happy birthday to you." Then he looked around and found a candy bar on the table. "And this is your present." "You don't remember me?" the girl asked. The chief was more confused. He looked at his firefighters and then back to the girl. "I don't." "Sorry." The girl then took out a firefighter badge from her pocket and her eyes filled with tears. "Wow, you've grown up. I always wondered what happened to you," the chief said, and hugged the girl. The girl said, 15 years ago, on this day was my birthday party. Our house was on fire and you came and saved my life. The chief began to cry. The girl said, "Sir, you gave me a second chance that day, and today I'm here to ask for a job at the fire department so I can give someone else a second chance too." Leave a heart if she did the right thing. If you are touched, then drop a heart in comment. A lady was entering a train with her 2 kids and making a call. The doors closed and the train moved suddenly. She realized she had forgotten her little baby in a stroller outside. A woman saw what happened and smiled as she walked towards the baby. Suddenly, a homeless man sitting by quickly took the baby to wait for the mom. The woman was angry and cried, "Help, this man has kidnapped my baby." When people gathered, they saw the homeless man tightly holding onto the baby. "I was on a call. When I realized he had kidnapped my baby," the woman cried. Everyone looked at the homeless man in disbelief. He couldn't say anything as tears flowed down his face. "Hey, why aren't you talking?" one yelled. "I never knew you were like this. I give money to you every day I pass by," cried another. Soon the cops arrived at the scene. "This is not your child, right?" the officer asked the homeless man. "No, but it's not hers either," he yelled, and the real mother came running. The homeless man quickly gave the baby back to her mom. "Thank God," she cried. Everyone was shocked to see the other woman running away. The cops then chased after her and caught it. Then everyone applauded and contributed money for the homeless man.
I was walking home after a long night of trick-or-treating when I found a strange-looking pumpkin on the ground. It wasn't carved like the others, and it had a weird glow. Curious, I picked it up and ran home to show my friends. But when they saw it, they just laughed. "That's so ugly," they said. "No one would even put that on their porch." I felt embarrassed, but my dad overheard us and said, "Take it to the old pumpkin patch at the edge of town and see what happens." I didn't understand, but I listened. I went to the pumpkin patch and placed the glowing pumpkin on the ground. Suddenly, the whole field started to light up, and all the pumpkins around me began to sparkle. Then a mysterious figure appeared and said, "This pumpkin is special. Only those who believe in its magic can unlock its true power. Your friends couldn't see it, but you did." I ran back to my friends and told them what happened, but they still didn't believe me. They laughed even more that night, though. When I went back to the pumpkin patch, the pumpkins had turned into golden statues, and the figure reappeared. "Remember," he said, "sometimes the most valuable things are the ones others can't see. Keep believing in your magic even when others don't. And if you agree, subscribe."
A tired, poor old man was riding his bike when he closed his eyes for just a bit. Suddenly, he heard a bump. Opening his eyes, he saw a luxury car in front of him. The rich man furiously got out of the car. "What did you just do, tissing the damage on the bumper?" The old man apologized, trying to fix the bumper with his hands. "I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'll pay," he said, and then reached for his wallet, but his eyes filled with tears, seeing only $5. "I'll earn the money and pay you." "I promise," he said. Angry, the rich man opened his car trunk and pulled out a baseball bat. "Please don't hurt me." The old man dropped his wallet from fear and closed his eyes, but the rich man hit his own car, causing even more damage. "Don't be afraid, it's just a car, I don't care," he said. Smiling, the rich man then picked up the old man's wallet and tears filled his eyes. Inside the wallet was a picture of himself as a child. "Father," he whispered. Shocked, the old man replied, "Impossible, son. They took you away from me when you were a kid. I was too poor to do anything. But I always had faith we'd meet again." The rich man replied, "Fate has brought us together again." If you are touched, please drop a heart in comment and like and subscribe.
A man entered a store to buy his little daughter a toy car. He found the toy car and went to the cashier to pay for it when suddenly he saw a 6-year-old boy holding a teddy bear talking to the cashier. "I'm sorry, kid, but you don't have enough money." The boy became sad and turned around to the man asking, "Sir, can you tell me if I don't have enough money?" The man counted the boy's money and said, "I am sorry, but the cashier is right. You don't have enough money." The boy was still holding the teddy bear. The man saw that the little boy was sad and asked, "Do you really need this teddy bear?" "Yes, it's my sister's birthday," said the boy with a smile. The man then said, "That's great. You were going to gift it to your sister?" "Yes," replied the little boy. The man then bought the teddy bear for him and asked, "Your sister is going to be so happy when you give this to her." The little boy then noticed that the man had no money left and asked, "What did you want to buy?" The man then replied, "I wanted to buy that toy car for my daughter." The little boy looked at that car and told the man, "Wait for me. I will be back soon." The little boy then came back with the same car and said, "My parents gifted me this car for my birthday, and now I want to gift it to you."
A lady and her baby were stuck in a burning building. There was no way out. She looks down from the window, kissed her daughter, and throws her down. "My love, please live." Then she passed out. A man who saw everything took the child and raised her as his own daughter. Many years passed. The man worked as a security, while his foster daughter worked as a chef in the cafeteria of the same company. One day, the girl slept off while at work. She woke up realizing she was late for delivery. She rushed out quickly and bumped into the boss, spilling the food on her dress. The boss assistant yelled at her and grabbed her. "You filthy thing, you want to rot in jail." Suddenly, the boss noticed a birthmark on the girl's ear. It was exactly the same on her daughter. "She lost 20 years ago." She froze and slowly muttered, "Amelia, Amelia," with tears. She started to explain everything to her. The girl cried and shouted, "Don't touch me. You can't be my mother. If you were..." You'd never abandon me. Then she ran away. Getting home that night, she walked up to her father. I met my mom today. What, so you're leaving me for her? Dad, stop crying. I understand why you lied about her. I'm glad I found her. But Dad, you're still my favorite. Your mom loves you. Forgive her. There was a girl whose dad always worked and never had time for her. And her mom was very sick in the hospital. With time, they started to go poor months later. Her mom passed away and the dad went bankrupt. The dad searched hard for a job one day. The girl saw a beautiful dress in the dad's luggage, believing it was her mom's. She cut it to her size and wore it to surprise her dad, but he furiously scolded her. A few days after, the dad disappeared without leaving a note. Years passed. On her wedding day, a homeless man approached her for a hug, but she put